Hello everyone, welcome to the Zen or Mobile Yoga YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer Zenner Clark, and today we have a special sequence for you to help boost the immune system. It's that time of year and chances are you're dodging illnesses from the people all around you. And of course the immune system is responsible for detecting and destroying any foreign substances in the body, i.e. viruses and bacteria. You know. So today we're going to do a sequence that helps stimulate and assist the function of your immune system, helping to keep it fighting off infections. Yeah. So we'll be doing a lot of upside down today, or inversions. This is going to let gravity assist in moving that lymph fluid around, the fluid that's responsible for collecting all of that yucky stuff in the body, sending it to the lymph nodes to filter it out. If you are actually sick, it's probably going to be painful to be doing things upside down. So this is actually to help prevent sickness, to help the immune system before you get sick. Let's get started. So we're going to start in easy pose. And wherever you're practicing today, be sure that you bring your mat up against the wall. We are going to be using the wall to assist us in one of our inversions today. And then we're going to just start in easy pose with our legs crossed. Take the hands, you can place the palms facing up on the lap. Make the spine nice and tall, draw the shoulder blades together and down. And we're just going to cultivate the breath here for a moment. Close the eyes. And concentrate on the breathing process itself. So in and out through the nose. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Be sure the belly is soft. Inflating the belly on your inhalations. Using the diaphragm. Exhaling slowly, and just finding that even breath. And continue to breathe as you think about bringing oxygen and healing to all the different systems in the body, especially the immune system, which we're focusing on today. Strengthening, energizing, and assisting it and what its job is meant to do, keeping us healthy. Let's take 3 more good breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Again. And last time, breathing in nice and deep. Exhale, nice and slow. And gently opening the eyes. Good. Extend the left leg out to the side. We're going to do a Janu Shirshasana prep, which is going to help us lengthen the hamstrings, warm up the hamstrings. Because we will be using the legs a lot. Contracting the muscles is what's going to help that lymph fluid move through the body. It's the muscles, the contraction of the muscles that helps move it through the body, or one of the ways it moves through the body. So we're going to do that as well as being upside down. So I want you to make that left leg nice and long. We're going to feel the quad muscle and make sure that's engaged. You shouldn't be able to move your knee here. The left foot should be flexed. I'll move back a little bit so you can see that. And then separate the knees as far as you can with the right foot on the inner leg, the inner thigh of the left leg. Pull the skin away from the sitting bones so you can get nice and grounded. And then inhale, lengthen through the inner body, out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge forward on that left hip. It doesn't matter how far you go. Once you feel the hamstring stopping you, that's where you need to stop. We want to keep the spine nice and long here so we're not rounding the back. If you're able to, you can take the big finger and attach it to the big toe, or the index finger to the big toe. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings. And then inhale, lengthen again, creating space in the hip joint. And then exhale and see if you can come down just a little bit more. Now some of you might be able to come all the way down and grab the hand on the outside of the foot. As long as you can do that with the nice straight spine, go ahead and do that. One more breath here. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, fold forward. And then on your next exhalation, slowly rise back up. Good. Bring that left leg in. Let's straighten out the right leg. Just doing the other side here. So go through the motions of flexing the foot, taking the skin away. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. I'm tighter on my right side, so I can't go forward as much. If you do have a strap nearby, you can use that strap. Otherwise, it's fine just to place your hands on either side of the leg. Grab the toe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Be sure you're pushing out through the ball mound of the big toe. That quad is engaged in order to allow the hamstrings to relax. One more time. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, soften, hinging forward at the hip crease. Shoulders away from the ears. And on your next exhalation, go ahead and slowly come back up. And we're just going to bring this right leg back in, coming back to Sukhasana. And we're going to do a couple of stretches here. So just left arm up, we're going to lean to the right, resting on the right hand. Feeling the left side of the body lengthen. Keep the chest open. Neck nice and long, so we don't want to be bending the neck either. Take one more breath here. Exhale, come back to center. Breathe in. Exhale, lean to the left. Feel that stretch in the right side of the body, maybe down all the way into the hip. One more breath. Exhale, come back to center. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. We're just going to do a simple twist here. Right hand goes behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. We're twisting from the thoracic spine, the middle of the back. Look over that right shoulder. Try to keep the left sitting bone on the mat. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, soften. One more time, breathe in. This time as you exhale, come back to center so we can do the other side. Right hand to the outside of the left knee, nice and slow. Left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Lift the chest or the sternum up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften. Looking over the left shoulder, as long as that's comfortable for your neck. If it's not, you can leave your head straight forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Keeping the belly soft, massaging the organs here. Right sitting bone to the mat. Last time, inhale, lengthen. This time we exhale and slowly come back to center. We're going to keep our hands on our knees and we're just going to do a little bit of warming up the spine. So arching the back here, kind of like our cat-cow. Dropping the head. And then the inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, flexing the back. Inhale, opening the front of the body. Exhale, rounding the back. We're going to do this a couple more times, pace of your own breath. Move the shoulders around a little bit. So open up one more time here. And then exhale. Move the neck around a little bit, and then we'll come back to neutral spine. Bring the arms up over the head. We're going to exhale and open up the shoulders. So squeeze the elbows behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together as we bring the arms down. Bring the palms together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, opening up the arms. Just making big circles with our shoulders here, warming the shoulders up. Inhale up. Exhale. One more time, palms together, straight up on the inhale. Good, exhale, open up. And then bring the arms together, palms together. We're going to do eagle arms here. So right arm, right elbow is going to go over the left. You can either bring the back of the hands together or bring the palms together. Depends on your flexibility of the shoulders. We want to make sure that the elbows are lifted, that the palms are not touching the forehead, but we're almost at a right angle here with our arms. And then we're going to draw the shoulder blades towards each other as we resist the hands away from the face. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, arch forward. So we're rounding the back again here, dropping the head. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. Last time, breathe in. Leaning back, exhaling forward. Good, breathe in, come halfway up so we can release the arms. Shake them out a little bit. And then go ahead and bring them back in front of you, bending at the elbows, left elbow over right. Bring the hands together. Be sure you're drawing the shoulder blades towards each other and the elbows and the hands away from the face. Just a resistance here. We're not pulling. We're doing what feels good. There shouldn't be any pain here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward. And if there is pain, of course, you have to listen to your body and don't do this pose. You can even just keep the arms like this. Exhale, forward. One more time, breathe in. Reaching into a slight back bend here. Exhale, forward. Broaden the shoulder blades, push. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Unravel the arms, shake them out a little bit, and then meet me in child's pose. So come to hands and knees. The knees are going to separate to the edges of the mat. Bring the big toes together, sit on the heels, and then walk the hands forward. Now you can go back and check my tutorials for child's pose specifically. There's many different ways you can get into this pose. There's not one body type and there's not one way to do this pose. I want you to press the hands into the mat and feel the back of the body broaden. So again, we're just focusing on the shoulders here, warming up the arms. You can start to roll the head back and forth a little bit, the forehead on the mat, turning the mind off. And as you press the hands forward, sink the sitting bones closer to the mat. And take a couple of breaths here. Good. On your next exhalation, begin to walk the hands towards the body, lifting the torso. We're going to bring the knees back together and come up to hands and knees. And we're going to come up into a down dog here. And this will be our first inversion. So we'll be in our down dog. And what we're going to do is bring one leg up the wall at a time, and then we'll bring both legs up the wall. If this is inaccessible to you at this time, just stay in child's pose or in downward facing dog, okay? So press the palms into the mat, curl the toes under, lift the hip sockets up towards the ceiling. You might need to walk the hands forward at first to get into your down dog. The heels can be touching the wall, and it actually will assist you in lifting the hips up, or the hip sockets up to the ceiling. Ears to the inner arms. Just kind of take a couple movements here. Warming up the body still, dropping the hips, bending the knees. And then we're going to bring one leg up, straight up. And then we're going to walk the hands back just as far as we can. Some of you will be able to go further than others. We're stretching the front of the leg here. You'll notice that the hips are above the heart here, so it is an inversion, as is a downward facing dog. Take one more breath here. Press the ball mounds of the big fingers into the mat. Use your shoulders too, don't just rely on the fingers. On your next exhalation, go ahead and walk the hands forward, bring that leg down, and come into child's pose. Don't lift the head, come into child's pose, very important. And take a rest here. Return to the breath. One more, and then we're going to go back up and do the other side. Good. Exhale, come back to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, hip sockets up. Find your down dog. Good. Press the thigh bones up and back. Get a nice long spine here. And then bring that left leg up. You can walk the hands closer. This leg is going to be straight. Left leg is going to be straight. Good. Take a breath or two here. Notice what you're doing with your hands. Protect the joints. Feel that energy rising up through the elbows and the shoulders. One more breath. Exhale, bring that leg down. Do not lift the head. Come right into child's pose. Sit on the heels, walk the hands forward. This time I want you to bring the arms along the sides of the body actually and give them a rest. You can grab your heels or just let them hang out. We will be stretching the arms again. Take one more breath. And go ahead and bring the hands back to the mat. Come up to hands and knees. Come into your down dog. All right, we want to look like a right angle here, okay? This is basically a supported handstand. So walk the feet up the wall, flat feet. You won't tip over, I promise. We want to look like an upside down L here. Take a couple of breaths. Allow the head to hang. Press the feet. One more. Good. One leg down at a time. Come into our child's pose one last time. Rest the arms. Nice job. Okay, take your last breath, nice deep breath in. As you exhale, bring yourself back to hands and knees. We're going to curl the toes under, come into downward facing dog. And then we're going to separate the feet to the edges of the mat and walk our hands towards our feet. So nice and slow, try to keep the legs straight. And then we're just going to grab opposite elbows here and hang in ragdoll for a moment. Again, being upside down. Just nice gentle sways. My butt is actually resting on the wall, which feels pretty good, so I'm gonna go with that. So we're gonna return to an upright position, nice and slow. Bend the knees, bring the hands back to the mat. And then we're going to inhale and come halfway up. We're gonna take a couple breaths here. Draw the shoulder blades together and down towards the tailbone. Reach out through the crown of the head, nice flat back here. All four corners of the feet are evenly placed on the mat. Bend the knees just a little bit. Press the feet, inhale, swoop the arms up. Bring the palms together, exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. Shake the legs out a little bit, shake the arms out, and we're gonna come into Tadasana. So nice parallel feet, nice strong legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward. Step back into plank. Good, so nice even body here. Press the hands, shoulders over the wrists. Good, reach out through the crown of the head and out through the heels. Exhale as you lower in Chaturanga. Elbows along the sides of the body. Forehead to the mat, uncurl the toes. Hands to the lower ribs. Inhale, lift into Cobra. Exhale, curl the toes under. Come into Downward Facing Dog. And then we're going to step the left foot forward, coming into a high lunge here for a moment so that back heel can be kept off the ground. We're going to inhale and reach the arms up, palms together, exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good, take a moment here, contracting those muscles. Feel the glutes working. Don't just rely on the front leg, use the muscles in the back leg as well. Good. And then go ahead and hop that back foot, dropping the heel. We're gonna straighten the front leg, sink the hips back, and we're gonna come forward into pyramid pose. You can keep the hands at the heart. If you're able to bring the hands down, forehead to knee, go ahead. Take a couple of breaths here. Remember, we don't want to round the back. So if that happens here, just back it up, stay up here. Bend the knee, bring the hands down, hop the right foot forward. Good, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Step back into plank. And do that on the other side. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, Chaturanga down. Uncurl the toes, hands to the lower ribs. Inhale, lift into Cobra. Lift out of the waist. Curl the toes under. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Good, right leg forward. Coming into a high lunge here. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Palms together. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Feel the inner part of that left leg, the hip flexors in the left leg working. Stretching. And then hop the left foot down to the heel. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Be sure that the right knee is lined up with that second and third toe. Quads are activated, glutes are working. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink the groins back as you keep this right leg straight. Good. Remember I said my right leg is tighter, my right hamstrings are tighter. So if I were to compromise my body, I could come down here, but you'll notice how round my back is. Eventually I will get down here, but not today. I need to be content with that and take my ego out of the equation. Good, one more breath. Bring the hands down to the mat, bending the right knee, hop the left foot forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. And we're gonna separate the feet, come down into a squat. So bring the elbows to the insides of the knees. We're gonna stay here for just a moment. Everyone's squat is different. You can sit on a block here. You can roll up a blanket and put them under your heels if your heels are lifted. And then bring your hands behind you. We're going to lie down on our back. So lying down on our back, we're going to get ready for our bridge pose. So feet are going to be parallel and pretty close to the sitting bones. Palms are going to be pressing the floor along the sides of the body. Make sure the shoulder blades are nice and flat. Neck is long. We don't want the chin to be up too high, so make sure that's nice and even. When we end up bringing the torso up towards the ceiling, we don't want this to happen either, so keep the chin lifted. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, lift the pelvis towards the ceiling. Keep the knees squeezing towards each other. Keep the shoulders flat. Remember the chin. Do not let the inner edges of the feet lift. So press the inner edges of the feet. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. On your next exhalation, slowly lower the pelvis towards the floor. And then unravel the spine. Good. Bring the knees up to the chest. And now you can flatten the lower spine on the mat. We're just going to rock left to right a little bit here before we go into a twist and finish up our practice for today. Good. Go ahead and stop the rocking here. We're going to bring the feet flat to the mat. Straighten the right leg and then keep the left knee up to the chest. So go ahead and draw the left knee up to the chest, and then we're going to take the right hand and draw that knee off the right side of our mat. Left arm out to the side. You could be looking over that left hand, coming into our dancing Shiva twist here. Take a few breaths as we wind down your practice. Relax the muscles in the face. Release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Take one more breath, breathing in nice and deep. And as you exhale, come back to center. Good, let's do the other side. Left leg is straight. Draw the right knee up to the chest. And then take the left hand and bring that knee over the left leg, over the left side of the mat. The right arm is out to the side, looking over those right fingertips. Take another breath or two here. Feeling the right shoulder heavy on the mat. On your next exhalation, slowly come back to center. And then we can hug the knees one more time before we take our stretch. Just a quick one. Bring the feet to the mat, straighten the legs, bring the arms up over your head, and take a nice long stretch. Punch holes through your wall to get your arms straight. Just kidding, don't do that. Good. Wiggle the fingers and the toes and the wrists and the ankles. And then get ready for your Shavasana. Do not forget Shavasana. So if you are sick, you shouldn't be practicing this, but if you are, Shavasana, or when you do get sick, it's good to know that the Shavasana part or the relaxation part is important to practice while you're sick. Of course, the body needs lots of rest. The mind needs lots of rest in order to get healthy or stay healthy. So Shavasana is a big part of healing when you are in fact sick. Separate the ankles and drop the feet out to the sides. Palms are going to face the ceiling. We're not touching the sides of the body or crossing our feet. Shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Chin is a little bit lower than the forehead. And we're going to come back to the breath here. So eyes are closed. And I will leave you here for your 5 minutes of delicious Shavasana. Thanks for practicing with me today. Namaste.